Have you ever wondered why staying consistent feels so difficult? It's not just you. Almost everyone goes through the same cycle. Meet Aman. Every time he decides to change his life, his confidence shoots through the roof. In his mind, his future already looks amazing. The mission always starts the same way: a brand new notebook, a fresh water bottle, a new gym bag, because somehow buying new things feels like making progress. Then comes the setup. The desk is perfectly clean, the books are arranged, and the room finally looks like someone who's about to become successful lives here. And of course, one last thing. Aman watches a few motivational videos. 30 minutes later, he feels unstoppable. Tomorrow is definitely going to be different. Monday morning arrives. Aman actually wakes up early, stretches, wears his shoes, and smiles proudly. See? This time is different. He studies without touching his phone. Every completed page makes him feel like he's finally becoming the person he always wanted to be. He drinks enough water, finishes his checklist, and by the end of the day, everything feels under control. Day 1, complete. But then, something strange happens. Just 2 days later, the notebook stays closed, the gym bag quietly moves into the corner, and yesterday's excitement slowly disappears. Monday morning becomes Tuesday morning. The alarm rings. Aman opens one sleepy eye, stares at the clock, and suddenly getting out of bed feels like the hardest job in the world. The funny part is, Aman isn't even fully awake yet, but somehow his brain has already started giving excuses. You slept late. Your body needs rest. Starting tomorrow would actually be smarter, and for some reason, every excuse sounds completely reasonable. Without thinking twice, Aman slowly reaches for the alarm. One tap. Silence. The alarm loses the battle, and the bed wins again. 5 more minutes turns into 30. 30 turns into 2 hours. By the time Aman finally opens his eyes, half the morning has already disappeared. That evening, a man notices the untouched notebook. The gym bag is still lying in the corner. He sits quietly on his bed thinking, I was doing so well, what happened? Then comes another promise. He grabs a fresh page, writes a brand new timetable, and says the same sentence he said 100 times before. Tomorrow, and I'll do everything properly. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. The timetables keep changing, but the result never does. It's always the same cycle. Start, stop, restart. After repeating this enough times, Aman slowly stops blaming the routine. He starts blaming himself. Maybe I'm just not a disciplined person. Maybe consistency isn't for me. But here's the truth. The problem was never a man. And maybe it isn't you either. The real problem is the way most people try to change their lives. Think about it. On Sunday night, you're watching Netflix until midnight, eating chips, scrolling your phone, and suddenly, you decide that from tomorrow, you'll wake up at 5, go to the gym, study for 3 hours, meditate, read books, drink 4 liters of water, and completely change your life. Overnight, it's almost like expecting someone who has never lifted a weight before to walk into the gym and lift the heaviest dumbbell on the very first day. No wonder. The routine feels impossible. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's trying to protect you. Anything new feels uncomfortable, so the moment you try changing too much, your brain quietly pulls you back to what's familiar. That's why motivation feels amazing in the beginning. You feel unstoppable. You think, this time nothing can stop me. But motivation is an emotion, and emotions never stay forever. A few days later, that exciting feeling disappears. Now the workout feels harder. Studying feels boring. Waking up early feels painful. Nothing changed, except your motivation. Think about brushing your teeth. Do you wake up every morning feeling motivated to do it? Probably not. You do it anyway, because it's no longer a decision, it's simply part of your routine. That's what real consistency looks like. Then comes another enemy: social media. You open your phone for just 5 minutes, and suddenly, one person is getting fit, another is earning money, someone is learning a new skill, someone is traveling the world, and without realizing it, you start comparing your first step to someone else's 100th. Now your simple routine doesn't feel enough. Instead of one goal, you want six: gym, reading, studying, meditation, healthy eating, learning new skills, all at the same time, and slowly, you become overwhelmed. A few days later, you're exhausted, not because you worked too hard, but because you expected yourself to become a completely different person overnight. Then comes the biggest mistake. You miss just one day. That's it. One missed workout, one skipped study session, one lazy morning, nothing serious. But inside your head, one missed day becomes, the routine is broken. I'll restart next month. This week is already ruined. And suddenly, you throw away everything because of one small mistake. Imagine climbing a staircase. You accidentally miss one step. Would you walk all the way back down and start from the beginning? Of course not. You simply keep climbing. So why do we treat our habits any differently? Aman takes a deep breath, smiles, and climbs the very next step. He finally understands something important. Consistency isn't about never falling. It's about getting back up every single time. The people you think are the most disciplined, they also have lazy days. They also miss workouts. They also lose motivation. The difference is, they don't let one bad day become a reason to quit. They simply continue climbing. So Aman stops trying to change his whole life in one day. Instead of 100 push-ups, he starts with one. Instead of 1 hour at the gym, he just shows up. Because showing up is always better than doing nothing. Instead of forcing himself to study for hours, he sets a timer for just 5 minutes. 5 minutes become 10, 10 become 20. Not because he forced himself, but because getting started was the hardest part. Day after day, those tiny actions begin to add up. One page, one workout, one glass of water, one small promise, kept every single day, and slowly, the person Aman wanted to become starts becoming real. One day, Aman looks back. The old version of himself, the one who kept waiting for Monday, is no longer in control. Not because life became easier, but because he stopped expecting perfection. So if you've been waiting for the perfect time or the perfect motivation, maybe this is your reminder. Don't try to change everything today. Just take one small step, then another tomorrow. That's how real consistency is built. Remember, success doesn't belong to the person who starts with the biggest plan. It belongs to the person who keeps coming back again and again. So don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for next month. Start with one small action today. And if this story reminded you of someone, maybe it reminded you of yourself. If it did, hit like, subscribe, and join us on this journey, because together, we'll keep showing up, one day at a time.